Hey, what's going on, weavers? Tim here again, and in this episode we will be making a rapid deployment Ripcord Sinnet. This is an amazing design by JD Lenzen of Tying It All Together, and it's a bracelet that can very rapidly go from your wrist to unraveled cord in a matter of seconds. It can also hold up to a whopping 12 to 13 feet of paracord. This will make a great addition to your bug out or camping kit, as this truly is a great way to carry some extra cord on you that you can actually deploy quickly. Also, a huge shout out to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. More on that in a bit. That being said, let's get into it. So in terms of paracord, I'm using OD Green for my core strand and Solar Orange for my main weave. A high visibility color is definitely not a bad choice if you're going to be out in the woods somewhere and you need your cord to be visible. To start this one off, I've got my core strand and we're going to tie a diamond knot. I'm going to make a counterclockwise loop with the right strand, laying it over the left. Bring the left side strand around the right and go under the section under the loop. After forming the carex bend, bring the right side strand counterclockwise past the base strand and go through the middle. With the left, go counterclockwise past the base strand and go through the middle. Gather both strands and tighten the diamond knot. Cinch that knot up and adjust the length to about your target bracelet size. Working with the main weaving strand, I'm going to work from the midpoint, and with the right side strand, I'm going to tie a front door slip knot by making a clockwise loop, and then from there, bend the running end through the loop, forming a bite, then cinch up that slip knot. I went through the front of the loop, which makes it a front door slip knot. Then moving to the other side, I'm going to make a counterclockwise loop and then make another front door slip knot by making a bend through the front of the loop. Cinch that second one closed and tighten it up. You want to cinch the second slip knot right next to the first one. Next, with my core strand, I'm going to lay it in between the slip knots, and I'm going to pass the right slip knot loop over the core strands and also over the slip knot on the left. Then from there, pass the core strands through that second slip knot loop. From there, pull on the right slip knot loop and close it up. Now to continue weaving, we're going back to the right side, and once again we're going to tie a front door slip knot. And then you're going to pass that slip knot loop through the opposite loop and then over the core strands. Then pull on the left side slip knot and cinch it shut over the opposite loop and core strands. From there, continue by making a front door slip knot on the left side and cinch it closed close to the base. Then, like the other side, pass it through the opposite slip knot loop and then over the core strands. Pull the right slip knot shut and close it up over the loop and core strands. Now we're back to where we started, and you're going to continue the pattern from there, making front door slip knots and building your way up the core strands. As you continue tying your bracelet, you can pull up on the core strands to adjust the length of the bracelet. I just had it shortened to make it easier to see. Now if you look closely here, you can see that the crossed over sections of the slipknot are on the back of the bracelet, so you'll always know which side of the bracelet you're working on. Once you've made your way to the top, make sure you leave enough space for the loop clasp. With the remaining amounts of cord, you're going to tie an overhand knot on the right side to finish it off. And then of course on the opposite side, tie an overhand knot as well. Finally, with your scissors, snip and melt the excess cords and then melt them with your lighter. Do this for the main weaving strands and the excess core strands below the diamond knot. So there we have it, weavers, the rapid deployment Ripcord Sinnet. And just to show you again, it's super easy to unravel. Pull down on the core strands via the diamond knot to release the main weave. Then up top, just pull on those overhand knots in opposite directions to undo all the slip knots that you tied. So guys, let me know what you think of this one. I think it's a really great way to carry some extra cord, and it may not look the greatest, but in terms of paracord bracelets that are actually useful and functional, I think this one definitely takes it. That being said, a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters. If you want access to exclusive tutorials as well as our Discord server, feel free to check out my Patreon page, link in the video cards as well as down below. You can join for as little as $3 a month. Also, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out what I have to offer on the rest of my channel.